Hello lovely people, lovely sunny day today, just a bit windy. If you watch my previous video, you know that I installed the front subwoofer, Stereo Integrity BM11, and I do have finished front dash mid-ranges. So in this video, we're gonna take all of this out and we will put all of that in. Now the question, why? Because I want to start working on the boot or trunk, whatever you want to call it, my American friends. In order to do that, I need all of this to take as little space as possible because I will be installing one subwoofer there and one subwoofer there. This at the moment is not in use. That monoblock is not in use. So since I do have literally 3 speakers in the front subwoofer and 2 mid-ranges, I need 3 active channels and just literally a 4-channel amplifier, because at the moment everything is running from this single 4-channel amplifier. I do have 2 channels bridged for the front subwoofer and the other 2 channels for the mid-ranges. However, for the front subwoofer I do need a little bit more power. That's why I will be using this US Amps SQ442. I did a full review of this amplifier on my channel. This is a Class AB beast of an amplifier that will give me, in bridge mode, about 600 watts, which is gonna be much more than I actually need, which is perfect. It's gonna run cooler, I'm not gonna push it, and even if the Class AB is like 40% efficient, I think it's gonna be fine enough. Now, in order to install these subwoofers and everything, I need to remove this bottom carpet panel. And the thing is, I didn't realize until I tried to open it, is that the crease for this to open is right over there. So this board extends way too much and I literally cannot put it up so that I could remove the spare tire. So in case of an accident, I would be a little bit stranded because I would need to remove all of that. So with this, because this is a very narrow amplifier, you can see it's literally that wide. So I'm planning, I think it's gonna fit lengthwise, literally just to put it right there in the corner, just on a little board, just literally a DSP and an amplifier and nothing else. I'm not going to be worried too much about the wiring because it's going to be a temporary install until I'm going to put the subwoofers. When the subwoofers will be in, yes, hello. When the subwoofers will be in, then we will do a proper amp rack with everything. So first order of business is remove everything. There we go, the amp rack is out. That was quick. Just a few wires to disconnect. That one is gonna go just for the template because I'm gonna be making everything from MDF and I want this to be like bendable, if it makes sense. I will need to make my amp rack, the proper amp rack, on hinges from like there, so it would lift up and I would have access to all of this. So now what I want to do is I need to do a test fit to see how much space this amplifier and this DSP takes. Okay, so it's not going to take any space at all. Very, very good. What I want to do with this install, because it's going to be temporary anyway, I want to reuse as much stuff from here as possible. I will not be needing any fuse blocks because I will be putting that one, the circuit breaker, directly on the power line. I will need a longer power wire because that is going to be too short from the circuit breaker all the way there. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this board. I'm going to remove everything. I'm going to chop this board in half, and then I'm going to have the bottom and the top, and it's going to be like a little box. So everything is going to be like protected. I'm going to make a little cover, and it's going to be like a square little box over there. So let's disassemble everything and let's chop this board in half. Okay, let's check for the width. I need something like 25 centimeters, which is about 10 inches. Do we have double that, or will I need another one? Okay, we have almost 50, almost 20 inches. Perfect. Cut in half. Okay, the board fits. It's not gonna take a lot of space at all. Now I just need to start planning power wires and all the other connections. So RCA's very short cables. If I'm not gonna have anything, I'm gonna make very short cables. Power is gonna be from there to there into there. Speaker outputs, I'm gonna connect directly to these that I have. And that's it. Power for the DSP remote and pretty much it. You know what's the worst when working on anything like this? And it happens to me quite a lot. I just had an end for this hex screw and I lost it. I don't know where it is. Like, I have all of these and only one that's missing. And this is how I waste time. Now I'm going to be looking probably like 20 minutes just for that little thing. It's so annoying. I found it. Here it is, that little bastard. It's like, ugh. And there we go. This is my half an hour amp rack, literally reusing literally everything that I had because I didn't want to make anything else. So what do I have here? DSP, amplifier, that's it. No distribution blocks, no nothing. The positive comes in here through the breaker. It goes directly into the amplifier and into the DSP. There's no fuse. I'm not too worried about anything shorting the ground from the chassis in there. Split for the DSP and for the amplifier. Remote goes in there, remote goes out there. This is just literally everything that I had because I didn't want to make any new wires. Now, this power wire is a 10 gauge. Yes, it is small. However, I will be running literally mid-ranges on maybe 5 or 10 watts. And that subwoofer on the front is 500 watts absolute maximum. So on normal levels, it will be running maybe 200-300 watts. 200-300 watts for a 10 gauge is plenty enough. I'm not too worried at all. The RCAs, yes, they are wiggled around because I didn't have the short ones and I really didn't want to make anything, so they are a bit longer. I have 2 channels, is 1 and 2, and the third channel, because you can see it's only 3 DSP channels, this one is split into 2 RCAs which go into channel 3 and 4 over there. And from this side we have 1 fatal, 2nd fatal, and subwoofer is bridged on channel 3 and 4. And that's it. Now the interesting thing that I decided to do this because of the subwoofer install. However, my wife just told me that next week we're gonna go camping. That means that I will need as much space as I possibly can have. So I think I'm not gonna start with anything this week. I'm gonna leave it after the camping trip. But for now, I just need to make a little cover from this one because this is the same length. I just need a little standoffs on one side, on the other just put it on top so nothing will be scratched or anything, and just gonna leave it as it is. Just very quickly want to show you the standoffs and how I fixed it. Just literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 standoffs. This is just wood screws because again it's very temporary. In a few weeks everything is gonna go and it's gonna be another proper amp rack, something like this. It's very difficult with one hand. Yeah, something like this, screw it on, and that's it. You have space for breathing on the sides and everything. This amplifier is not gonna get hot because it will be run at 10% its capacity. Even if it's a class AB, even if it does get hot, the fan is disconnected. But again, it's gonna be very, very low power for this amplifier. I chose this specific one just because I need 2 bridge channels, a little bit more power for the front subwoofer. But yeah, this is how it looks like. Very little space. Next week we can go camping and I can start doing my boot without the need to remove anything, so I can listen to my music because it will take me a couple of weeks to finish the subwoofer install, and for that time this is gonna be perfectly fine. So this was a quick install. However, in this video we're gonna tune it very, very quickly because it's literally just 3 speakers, because somebody already asked on Facebook, can you kind of pull together a system with 2 widebands and 1 front subwoofer and nothing else? The answer is obviously yes, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that. So let me power up the system, let me take some measurements, and we're gonna jump into the laptop and I'm gonna show you how I tuned everything. Okay, so these are initial measurements. We have our mid-ranges, exactly the same from the last video you saw. Left side a bit wonky, right side is a bit more linear, and then the subwoofer is this. So the subwoofer was very low in level, so after the EQ and everything I had to increase the level by turning up the gain, obviously, because these mid-ranges are super sensitive, and that amplifier, it does need quite a lot of voltage to get it going. So EQ, very quickly, left side is this. Obviously I didn't boost that much, it's just difference in level, so I increased the level after the EQ, but you can see it's just same like all the time. Right side exactly the same after EQ and just adjusting the levels. So this is left side and right side after the EQ, and level matched. I do have this one, I just noticed now, 8.3K. It's not a massive peak, but I will need to just double check and readdress it. But you can see they do play all the way up to 20K. I did cross them at 120, and this was my target for mids, 170. So after they were summing, which was this one, and again, I was playing with the level because I was constantly readjusting the volume on the Helix conductor. I did apply, I think, like 1.2 milliseconds to the right side just to put that center in the center. And in this case, I had a better sum in the lower frequencies. I will need to revisit this with the impulse response because it was just like very quick and dirty. So just because of that, I had to increase the high pass on both of these mid-ranges up to, I think, 150 or so, just to reduce this one. Do I have a measurement for that? Nah, I don't have a measurement for that. Anyway, these are the mid-ranges. The target for the subwoofer was this. After adjusting the gain on the subwoofer and after the EQ, it matches target perfectly all the way down to 45 hertz or so. And again, I just removed this one a little bit. So after the summing, it was something like this. Let me remove the targets and then I can remove all the individual responses. I ended up with something like this, which is my typical house curve where we have about 20-25 dB plus at 30 hertz. Obviously, this front subwoofer doesn't really pull that low, and I think a lot of people said, even Peter said, that front subwoofers don't play much below 40-45 hertz, not because of the subwoofer, but because of the location. So it's not surprising at all. This is very quick and dirty tune. I did it literally in 10 minutes. I spent more time adjusting the gain than actually doing the EQ job, because this is the reason why I wanted to go back to the Helix DSP, because EQ work on a Helix is just a breeze. You do the EQ, you go to filters, copy, and that's it. So yeah, this was the EQ work that I did. You can see here that I didn't boost anything that much. The target was there and I just removed these peaks. And a lot of people ask about the crossovers, so it's not a place, but I can address it there. If you want crossovers on this new REW, in the manufacturer you choose generic, then you choose extended. And if you go to EQ filters, like I'm going to choose any really band, instead of PK, you can choose low pass and high pass. So the only thing you need to do is generic, extended, and then you're going to have your low pass and high pass if you want to model that. But yeah, I'm going to listen to it, and next week, after a week or so, I will give you my impressions, how it sounds like, because when I posted this on Facebook, one of the first questions was, does the stage pull downwards to the side into the kicks? Because these drivers are crossed quite high. You can see the acoustical crossover is 170, so it is quite high compared to our typical setup. We do say that everything like above 100 hertz does pull to the sides a little bit, so I will give my impressions. I'm gonna tell you how it sounds like. But for now, that's it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.